What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Just finished the workout. Now relaxing. I want to see, can I don't think, I'm going to see, can I change the camera here? Maybe I can live. That's what I'm doing right now. Out here just looking at the water and checking things out. So, let me see, can I turn it back? Boom, I can. So, you see the title. I'm not perfect, and I'm not supposed to be. So, being that we live in a Western country, I would probably guess that some of you are Christian. Maybe some of you are Muslim, maybe some of you don't have a religion at all. But let's just say you've heard of this Christian argument. And here's the argument. Only Jesus is perfect. So let's just say that's true. If only Jesus is perfect, and only Jesus can be perfect, why are we striving for perfection? I'm a human being. Let me bring you into the world of Islam, and I promise you this is not a religious speech, but just hear me out on this one. I used to have an imam, and an imam is similar to a preacher. And one thing that this imam would do, and a lot of Muslim men in countries would do this too, they would never shake the hands of a female. Now, some of you who may not know the culture may say, that's rude. Is that some like male chauvinistic type thing? No. The reason for it is because they don't tempt themselves with the opposite sex. Lower the gaze. These are all tools. Because I want to ask you another question. How many of you have heard of the story of a preacher's daughter? The person that's sheltered for so long and finally gets to escape the house, and then she turns into a stripper. Because she's been confined, she's been in a prison for all her, all along, and then all of a sudden, boom, she's a stripper. And I promise you, this is going to make some sense in a minute. Just hear me out on this one. Just because you're an actor, just because you're a minister, or an imam, or a pope, doesn't make you exempt from being in temptation and falling into it. Because guess what? When a person makes a mistake, we become the police. When we ourselves have error in our own lives. There has to be some scientific study that says, basically, we release endorphins in our body when we talk about others. Meaning, so for 30 seconds, for a minute, for 2 minutes, if we can take the pressure off of ourselves and focus on someone else's mistakes and someone else's lies and become those police, meaning like, I can't believe this person did that. I can't believe this. But yet, if anyone brings up one of our mistakes, we become angry, ready to fight, ready to fist fight, ready to change the conversation. So we spend our time focusing on other people's mistakes. Right? The sun is coming in another place of river. We spend our time focusing on other people's mistakes. As if we're the ones who are great and walk in greatness. I can't believe this person would do that. Let me tell you something. And I told this story here before. I was in the military at 17. So I didn't go through the whole marijuana phase or anything like that. But it wasn't to the age until I was 30 years old that I tried marijuana. And I would sit in circles sometimes with people. They would actually light up and do the marijuana, and I wouldn't say anything. I thought, here I am, this strong individual, until one day I let my guard down. Because I'm not, I'm not this perfect human being. I wasn't built to be this way at all. So when people are sitting back saying, hey, this person is this, beware of this person and all this other kind of stuff, when yet they have their own issues that they never want to talk about, is that really living life? Living life is this. There's a reason why I have to do the 5 a.m. book club every morning. Because every day you're faced with the obstacle of doing the right thing for that day. You can wake up today and feel like, you know what? I don't really feel like being up right now. I'm going to go back to bed and be unproductive all day. Maybe you should have made 20 phone calls by noon and you've only made 2 because you got caught up in a North Korea news segment and you blew the time away. From the little time I've been on this planet, this is what I've learned. I believe in the day of judgment. I believe that we will get judged for our life. But that's our individual thing. Individual thing. We're sitting around here as the police saying, you're this, you're that. Really? I'm just a man that's on my individual journey, just like you are on your individual journey. But the question is, how can you be on your journey if your focus is on someone else? If your focus is not on you? Making sense? You know? So, like I say, today let's do something. Ask yourself, grade yourself. How are you doing? Are you doing okay? Are you doing well in life? Is there some things you need to change? I promise you there is. There's something that all of us need to change. And sometimes you have to go into seclusion and to do that. So I try to stay away from the judges of the people that say, oh, you messed up this way. You messed up that way. Yeah. And you messed up that way also. Is it about focusing on the mess ups? Or is it about focusing on the lesson and moving on and trying to be better? So that's something I want to leave you with today. Just a little food for thought. As you're going through your journey of life and maybe you're beating yourself up over some mistakes or something you made, you're going to make error. But I've learned that one of the best things to do is to first understand you're human. And number 2, don't put yourself in a situation. Don't think you're this strong, powerful being that can withstand a crazy thing. I mean, before you know, you could put yourself in a position, where you're sniffing cocaine off of a hooker's breast. Don't say that you're so powerful, whatever. You can't. You never know. You never know. Walk in good places. Be around good company. That's all you can do. And we're going to slip and fall. And there are going to be some things that come your way in tests, and you're going to fail some of those tests. But what did you learn from it? Because, correct me if I'm wrong, and I want you to think about this question. Human beings weren't born perfect, but the best teacher is your mistakes. And if you don't embrace the mistakes and try to ask yourself, what can I learn for this to be better? You're living in a false reality. So with that said, guys, thank you. And until next time, signing off.